Joycelyn Fanon, and I'm the mother of Jordan, Jorlyn, Ocean, and Brennan.
Hi, my name is Vanagan Sanborn. I am Joyce's fiance and a father to Brennan. Stepdad to the rest of them, all my kids. Yeah.
My name is Jordan and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Jorlyn and I'm 7 years old. My name is Ocean and I'm 6 years old.
Okay. This is my brother Brennan and he's 3 years old.
They got involved because of, initially from domestic violence, on Lanai, with my ex-husband. And then when I came back, I went through it, got my son back. I only had one child at the time. And then over some years, I managed to get involved again with domestic violence and bad choices.
Yeah, Joyce had actually left her kids unattended, and they were very young at that time, in her apartment, and she left. And I believe somebody in the apartment complex called the police, and they took police protective custody, which means they automatically turn children over to us in cases like that. As I got to know the case and know Joyce better, at DHS we always try to work on core issues, which is really where does the decision making come from, what drives the parent, because all our parents love children.
Devastating it is to have the kids taken and we cannot do nothing about it. And her emotional state wasn't in the best, and to me that was pretty much my biggest concern, was how she was doing and what can do for get the kids back.
The contact with her was 2009, and at that time CWS had come into her family and removed one of the children, and I think she was just wanting to do whatever she could to get the children back, so she approached us, and I guess part of it was her connection with us and myself from the past, so she approached us to help her.
Initially, they were placed together with Amparo Parker. Sweet little old lady. And they came to find out that my oldest boy was, a little tougher to handle. So they put him in a therapeutic foster home. The other two kids stayed with Amparo. So that's how that went.
Her oldest boy was placed in a therapeutic home. Okay. And the two youngest ones were in a DHS resource foster home. Approximately 2 years.
It was about maybe 17 services per week. And that ranged from parenting classes. At one point I had about 3 different parenting classes, and also another voluntary here at QLCC. Therapies for each kid, interactive therapies, play therapies. Like, I had so much different therapies, like, just to, I guess, to learn about the kids and try to have that, reconnection again. But it taught me a lot, even though it wasn't, useful to me at that time. Now I can be like, that's why they taught us that,
What's great about Joyce is she really came to know also how to work with DOE services, how to go within the school to make sure that the school is providing for her son. So she was also did that. Then she, did the normal things like parent education classes and comprehensive skill building as well.
The amount of agencies, professionals that she was mandated to receive services from was incredible. I mean, she'd make runs weekly. She had a weekly appointment schedule going to Pahoa a couple times a week, for services for herself and with her children. And then she'd have a number of services in town too. So between the running back and forth, it's just incredible. Actually, I worked with Joyce when she was elementary school, living up at in Lanakila Homes. So she was involved in a lot of the programs that we did up there. So I knew her as a child and kind of just recently started working with her when she approached us to help help her and the family. It's mainly counseling. It's been a lot of outreach to other agencies. We've sat in with her, held her hand, gone into court with her, got into meetings with her. Tried to have meetings with EPIC on her behalf. And the other portion was to supplement the kids' recreation. We tried to normalize the kids' lives even though they were separated from Joyce and her family. So recreation programs, educational programs, we had financial assistance to help them.
I'm fortunate that I got to get Ken back because he already knows the history. It's an amazing place, you know, even to just learn. We come to voluntary classes all the time. Whenever he has classes, we're there, you know, very helpful and brought a lot of difference to me and my family.
I've done parenting classes with Joyce. I volunteered too, and I figured why not go and learn. So I would come. That's when I first met Ken, and that's how I found out the history with her and Ken. And that's how I came to this place. And like honestly, like every class that I've been to or even seen, like it's always positive. Ken is always the best director there. He's an amazing person. Kind of keeps you wanting to come back even though you do the same class over and over again. It's just the people you meet and the experiences that they have to share, and you can kind of base yourself off of their experience and then see what you can do to change and what they did wrong and what you're doing wrong and how you can move forward. So KLCC is great. I'm actually blessed to have had the opportunity to meet Ken because he's a great guy. He's always helping us out.
I did work with Epic Ohana. Stuart was always somebody involved in some kind of conference for me, from the first time till closing. Very involved, very positive, really helped my family see the whole picture instead of, you know, just what's on court papers. Well, not only my family, but the service providers, you know, everybody there for support. But that was a good time for everybody to see the truth of what's really happening, what is being done, you know, is things moving how they're supposed to be moving towards reunification. So they did play a big part, and I'm thankful for that.
Always helpful for the case. That allows the family to come together and to be able to, I'm going to say, gain an understanding of where the case is, where the case is going. They can ask questions, you know, get information about, you know, the process and reunification. And of course, the happiest one we always do a Reunification Ohana conference, which is to develop the plan, the timeline, how do we reunify. And what is so great about that is we have the family there, the providers there, and as a team, we develop the plan.
Epic Ohana, that family meetings, that was incredibly helpful. Yeah, that was incredibly helpful on her behalf. Because when we were able to get all of the service providers and family support people to come in, everyone to the T supported reunification, which was really, really encouraging. Not only for Joyce, but I think everybody else that knew her and the family.
Besides my kids, because that was my biggest support. During that time was my stepdad, Keith, that pushed me, even though I never let go. I just, I tired, pregnant, I don't let go. Always get in the car, let's go. And by the time I got there, I was grateful that he made me get in the car.
Van's been very supportive. I think the connection or the thing that works out well for Joyce is that Joyce can have her moments of being really up and down. And up and down in the sense of being excitable. She's a very emotional person. So when things go a little off, she gets excited. Van has been the constant. He's been the one that's just there, tries to be supportive, and just says, calms her down. He's a real calming factor in her life. And so it's been a real plus. It's been a real plus. We really encourage the partners, if it's the partners of the parent to be involved. And we rarely have a chance to have men involved in these programs, but Van has been part of not only the parenting program, but our financial management program. He's come in, and he's more than willing to come in, and he actively participates in it. So that's been a real encouraging thing for not only myself, but for the other caretakers, and primarily they're women, so when they see him involved, then they get encouraged too. So that's another good part about Van. He's really willing to participate.
He's such a good father to the baby and all the kids, and he's everything I could ever ask for.
I remember the moment when she called me because an incident had happened that she was going to one of her sessions with PCIT, which is Parent-Child Interaction Therapy. And she was with a family member, and one of the kids' dad came, and there was this conflict between the two of them, and the children were there. And I remember her calling me, and she said, Patrice, you are so right. I saw my kid's face when they were witnessing that and the fear. And I guess her sister was there too. And she says, you are absolutely right. I get what you're saying now. And it seemed like from that moment on, she went straight into getting rid of violence in her life, taking control of what she will allow around her kids, being very protective, not more or less of like what was happening with her when we first got her, but protective of even my family cannot act this way around my children. And so that to me, that I'll never forget, that aha moment for her was she had at that moment taken a vow to get the violence out of her life. I have to say, Joyce was one of my clients that I can say was very, very determined. And what I really, even during the time when she was having such a hard time and was even talking about giving up, her honesty about her emotions, and of course she never did give up, obviously, because she became very successful. But her determination to get the kids back is why they are back. And she really struggled. There were struggles and struggles, and she never gave up. And what was really became great with her is she would allow us to see her at where she was, not where she thought we wanted to see her at. She wouldn't just tell us what we wanted to hear. And it was great because she would come and she would say, this is what's going on, and I'm really mad, and it was great. So her commitment, not only to her kids, but to herself and her getting better, is really shows me that she never gave up on reunification. She never gave up on her kids. She was determined.
In court, when other authority gets to talk before you, and you're sitting there and you're listening to what they have to say, and you can't say nothing. You just gotta sit there. I think that was my toughest part of that last court hearing. You know, the final, because, you know, the judge saw that I've done everything and beyond. The minute he said this case is closed, there is no need for further assistance, it was the best feeling in the world. Like, the best. Because I felt like I didn't fail my kids.
Well, actually, it's interesting because at that time I had changed my mind to close. I had actually told the judge that I think it was premature because she was actually transitioning from her parents' home to another home for a reason. And the home that she was transitioning to, I felt wasn't stable. And so I wanted to kind of monitor a little bit more, but what was so great is she was able to go into the court. She represented to the judge, nope, it doesn't matter, I can still close. And the judge went ahead and ruled in her favor. And that was fine with me. I have no problem with that. And so it also shows the strength that she had acquired in being able to, you know, verbalize exactly what she wants, what she feels, and the strength that came out of her. Reunification was, for me, always happy. But I'm going to say with reunification, what is really great is when you feel that they're not going to come back. And that to me is what I think I work hardest on, is how do you not come back and make sure that, you know, no matter what crosses your path, you can handle it. And Joyce became that. And it was satisfying to see that, because that's why we do it. You know, it's satisfying to see that a parent, you could look at them and say, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to see them in this way again. I always tell my clients, I hope when you're as successful as Joyce has been, that one day she can help educate somebody else who may be in her position. And I have a feeling she probably does that. And just to never forget the hugs and the kisses and the at nighttime and the bedtime stories, because that became very precious for her, and I remember that with the kids. And good luck for the future, because I know she's going to do good.
Oh my, the encouragement comes just from her, I think. Her then, so it's very encouraging for myself to see a person that willing to grow, learn, and actually use things that come out of program share that we offer. I see it in her, I see it in her kids, the relationship between her and the children. I think it seems to be growing.
Life now, honestly, it's not easy, but I like the way it's going. I like the movement she's making for herself and for the family. I just want to be the backbone if they have none, or if theirs is weak. I try to support and carry. We're getting married, so that's the biggest thing. I'm stoked about it, even though I don't show it. Try to be the calm-headed guy.
Me and Van's gonna get married. That was an experience in itself. Like how, you know, we let each other go and God managed to somehow bring us right back to happiness.
Ka huai ka vai, vai holohia, o ka aloha. Ko kohi ka vai, puia e ku aloha e o mai. Ka ua I ka vai, vai holohia, o ka aloha. Ko kohi ka vai,